So it's 6 a.m. We're heading to the gym because this is the only time of the day that can realistically be done. I mean, the rest of the time I'm either working or with the kids, so it's a perfect way to kind of start the day, start the week. So I've been working on my own businesses now for coming up 6 years. So 2018, around July, August, I was actually working for another startup, got fired. Worked out really well because that's when I started running my own startups. And currently I work on 2 different startups. So I've been doing one pretty seriously for 3 or 4 years, and the other one I've started in the last 6 months. And it's been pretty busy. It's pretty tough doing 2 startups. I definitely wouldn't recommend it, but the second one is such a unique opportunity that I have to kind of strike now. And so what I want to talk about is just the things that I've learned along the way, really, so that I can get the thoughts out of my head. And I know if I can explain something out loud, it means that I understand it pretty well. It's super easy to think something, but then when you actually have to tell someone else about it, you realize you have no idea what you're talking about. So the things I've learned, I think, if I was going to start all over again, would be to start a service-based business first. So I jumped straight into SaaS, so software as a service, and it takes way longer than you think. It's going to take way longer. And so I'd start a service-based business first, generate some money, and then once you've got kind of a flow of money coming in, then think about doing a SaaS. Because I mean, I thought when I first started that, you know, it was going to be easy. I had some customers, they were going to just tell all their friends about it. Oh, we'll just run some paid ads, you know, and you're going to get tons of customers. And the reason I kind of thought like that is because a business I recently exited last year, we launched that in 2018. I had a co-founder on that one, and that was a service-based business in the personal finance space. And we could just straight up run paid ads, and the revenue generated from the personal finance was so good that it easily covered paid ads. So it wasn't a problem at all. And so I mistakenly thought, well, you know, paid ads worked really well for that business. So now that I'm working on a SaaS product that's, you know, like a couple of $100s per year, I'll just be able to run ads, and people, you know, will come along, they'll click the ad, they'll sign up, they'll pay, it'll be great. But the thing is with paid ads is that they're really tough to get working well. And when your product's only, you know, a couple of $100s a year, your ads have to work super well to generate enough registrations or sign-ups to your product, and then enough of those people need to convert into paying customers, and then it works. So it's super tricky for SaaS. So ads, like if another SaaS founder asks me about paid ads, you know, I'm not going to say they don't work, because we have for certain periods of time got them to work quite well, and then other periods of time they just don't work. So it's really tricky. So what we're kind of working on at the moment is more of organic advertising my co-founder on one of my startups, Navexa, is like a super hardcore writer. So we're looking at using his skills to write some really quality stuff for our customers, which I'm super excited about testing that out. And our first issue of the newsletter he's starting will hopefully go out in the next week or two. And that's going to be really cool, because even as an investor myself, as a consumer of that kind of information, I'm super excited to read it each week. So that's kind of what we're working on at the moment. We're about to arrive at the gym. The great thing about my gym is that there is literally a McDonald's next door to it. So it's super awkward when you pull up in the car park and you kind of parked right in front of the drive-thru, which is kind of hilarious. But anyway, let's get into the gym, do a session, and then I'll see you afterwards. Just finished the gym, went super well, which was good. Great start to the week. I'll just get the hell out of here. So when I'm at the gym, I can never switch my entrepreneurial brain off, and I'm constantly thinking about what I'm going to do for the day, for the week. And this particular week's got a lot of cool stuff for both my businesses, actually. So while my first startup, Navexa, is predominantly a B2C product at the moment, there's a lot of exciting B2B opportunities in that space. And any of you know, working in the startup space, B2C is super hard because you have to sell thousands of subscriptions to make it worthwhile, whereas B2B, you could sell, like 10, and it's the same as selling hundreds of B2C subscriptions. So there's an awesome B2B opportunity coming up there, which I'm excited about. And then my second business, the one I started 6 months ago, which is called Dealify, and it's in the it's a New Zealand-based company for car dealers managing customer finance applications. So it's a very niche product, but fully B2B, and a really exciting opportunity because it solves a fantastic problem for car dealers, and there's no one else really doing it. So that's why I'm exploring that opportunity, because I have to. It's just too good of an opportunity to pass up at the moment. So the exciting part about that is it's been kind of 6 months in the works, working with the lenders who I'm integrating with, and that's taken a long time because of course they're big, like banks in many cases. So I've worked in the banks. It's not a kind of super fast-paced environment. So yeah, they're finally the three I'm dealing with already, which means this week, hopefully at the end of the week, I'll be able to start marketing the business. Because up until now I can't really market it because the car dealers I've spoken to are like, oh well, you don't have these guys ready yet, so come back when you do. So that's going to be really cool. And what that business, that business only has 2 customers at the moment, and already it's generating the revenue of my B2C business, like where I was at maybe 2 years, and it's only been 6 months and it's already caught up. So I'm super excited to see when I start marketing it, assuming I've got everything correct. The big if, I've done as much validation as I can, spoken to real customers. they sound very keen. So fingers crossed that all goes well. It should do well pretty quickly. So I'm going to kind of talk about a lot of the challenges with the B2B space, because it's not an area that I have heaps of experience in. So as I figure that out, I'll kind of share the lessons where I've gone wrong, what I've got right, and hopefully that helps me kind of get it better in my head. Hopefully it helps some of you watching if you're doing something similar in the space. And basically this first video is kind of a bit of a ramble. I appreciate it's all over the place, but I just want you to get a sense of the type of things I'm going to be talking about, because ultimately being a founder can be super lonely. A lot of your friends and family never started their own business, so while they can understand to a certain degree, they can't understand it fully unless they've done it. And fortunately with my business Navexa, I've got an amazing co-founder who I can bounce ideas off. And what I've learned doing business by myself and doing one with a co-founder is having a co-founder is so much better, because the psychological toll that running a business takes is huge. And if you don't have anyone to talk about it with, it's so hard. So I guess that's one thing I really know for sure: co-founders. So nearly at home, nearly about to start the day. When I get home, my two eldest boys are usually awake, so we do breakfast, and then I get into a work day. So, have a good week. Hopefully you'll smash it. I'm planning on smashing it. And I'll see you tomorrow. Driveway's steep as hell. I've got to nail the angle right to get into the garage. Perfect. Good start.